Hey guys, greetings and salutations. This is James here at Unique Perspectives. Thank you for clicking on my channel. I actually want to address the topic of not being weird with our foot fetish. So I think it goes without saying that, there are plenty of guys and ladies, don't want to leave them out, but there are plenty of guys that, really admire ladies with nice feet. I've addressed this with a few videos, but I thought this particular topic was something that needed to be mentioned and really just addressed, because I think there's a lot of us guys that struggle with this area, and I think as a younger man I did as well. And really I just want to talk about just not being weird with our interest in a lady's feet or the foot fetish concept. I want to just address that because I think there's a lot of us that, like any guy, when you're interested in a woman and you see somebody that you're attracted to, you obviously want to get as close to her as possible. You want to connect with her. One of the things that a lot of us guys who like feet, what we tend to do is we tend to bring up the feet thing a lot, so I just want to touch on maybe 3 or 4 points just to kind of address, or at least give some tips on what I've learned. I'll be 40 like next month, and so I actually wanted to just address up to this point what I've learned up to this point in regards to really talking to ladies about the foot fetish concept, and just really just taking I'm going to say maybe a mature approach when it comes to just to talking about the foot thing. So let's get right into it. So first off, I definitely recommend that you are open with any woman that you're interested in, men, about your interest in feet and things like that. For me, I find it better and more effective to at least just put it on the table and present it to them. I'm not saying let the conversation be dominated by just talking about feet, but just to at least let a woman know that you're interested in, just to know that there is some interest that you have when it comes to feet. And especially if you've noticed her feet, you may want to say, hey, I really love your feet as well. I love your hands, I love your feet, I love the way they look. That's something that resonates with me, or it stands out to me, And I think that there are some ladies that will obviously take it as a kind compliment, and you'll be surprised, there are a lot of ladies that they love the idea of somebody massaging their feet, or just giving their feet attention. So don't throw that out. Don't just excuse it and think every woman is going to really label you as some type of weirdo or something like that. Not every woman thinks that way. But I will say that there are a large amount of ladies, at least the ones that I've encountered, that yes, if they barely know you and you're already saying, hey, I really like your feet, and then they're talking about other stuff and you're trying to go back to the feet, yeah, I think it would be considered weird and it's strange. And so I would encourage you to really refrain from really allowing that to dominate your mind. And it's the same thing with, your desire for sexual intimacy and all this other stuff. You don't want to treat a woman like an object. I am a Christian, so I do want to remind you guys that, whether you're a male or female, you are made in the image of God and you have value and worth and dignity. And so you deserve respect, because of that, because you are made in the image of our Creator. And so for us men, I want to encourage you not to look at a woman just because she has pretty feet. That's a part of the package, but don't allow that to dominate her worth and her value. And that's the only reason why you even see her as valuable is, oh, hey, by the way, she has pretty feet, or she has nice arches, or she has small feet or tall feet, long feet, tall feet, whatever, just make sure that that's not dominating everything in the conversation. Make sure you're actually trying to get to know her. You're trying to connect with her. If you're going on a date, if you're reaching out to somebody on social media, or if you're, I don't know, maybe connecting with somebody on a dating app, but just make sure that that's not dominating the entire thing. But I think it's okay to allow someone to at least know, hey, this is something that resonates with you. This is something that stands out to you, And I don't think anybody would be offended as well if a woman or even a man said, hey, I really like ladies with nice hands, So at least put it out there and let ladies decide for themselves if they want to deal with you. One of the things that I would definitely really emphasize to you is really identifying a lady's attraction towards you. You'd be surprised how receptive a woman will be to just about anything if her attraction to you is actually pretty strong, I've gone on a date or two where, maybe the woman could care less about action movies or even Marvel movies, but because I was interested, she was interested. And so I think it's the same thing when it goes to being interested in somebody with pretty feet or something like that. If you are interested in feet and they really like you, well, they'll toss their shoes off and they'll give you their feet as many times as possible, because they like you, But I think it's important to be observant with where that attraction is, If you're trying to talk about feet all the time with somebody that really is still trying to figure out, do they even like you, that could actually come off inappropriate, But somebody that, you've already basically passed the test for them, they're not going to be bothered or offended by that. So keep that in mind, that you don't want to, again, dominate the entire conversation with feet, even though, the lady may have nice feet, And I've had, and don't get me wrong, I've had my moments where I'm talking to a lady. I remember taking a lady out to Denny's one day, Latina lady, really nice. And, I was trying to figure out where we were in regards to our chemistry. And I was at the table with her. She had a very obnoxious conversation. And then she was like looking everywhere, judging everyone based on what they were wearing and how they were behaving. And in my head, I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, we're not going out anymore. And right in the middle of the conversation, she said, oh, hey, could you look under the table? I actually got a pedicure. And she had sandals on and she showed me her feet. And I was like, wow, feet are very beautiful, So I instantly almost forgot even where I was because I was so distracted by her nice feet. So I understand the temptations and I understand the interest in that sort of thing, but just keep in mind that you don't want to assume that somebody likes you and you start presenting the feet thing to them. The attraction level is very low. Again, you don't want to turn somebody off. You want to really, if you really like the lady, and of course I'm assuming that you actually like the person for who it is that they are, or you're trying to actually connect with them so you can possibly date them and then possibly marry them. Absolutely. You want to let them know how you feel. You want to, be open about your attraction towards their feet or, wherever your foot interest is, but you don't want to dominate the conversation with that. You do want to find out their goals. You want to find out their interests, maybe their jobs, or even what's happening in their lives if you're dating them. Definitely, if you're already past the test with somebody, they're going to already offer you their feet regardless because they like, and it's the same thing with us, If a lady knows that you know how to make a certain meal and she really likes it and you really like her, you're going to offer it to her as much as she's willing to eat it, If she likes your quesadillas, she's going to want you to make it and you're going to probably want to make it for her, if you care about her. So it's the same thing with the foot thing. A lady will definitely toss her shoes off and give you her feet to massage or whatever if she knows that, you're interested in her and she knows that, she's definitely interested in you. So again, I want to really emphasize this. Do not let your interest in her feet dominate the conversation. For some ladies, that may actually work, but I've met some ladies where, they go on a site, and maybe they are on a website or even a Facebook or any social media, and they just took a picture of their feet, not to really try to, have people obsess over their feet, but they just wanted to show everyone their pedicure. And what happens is half their inbox, hundreds of messages, is based on their feet. And so all these guys are saying these obnoxious, disgusting things. And what happens is, if you start presenting to the lady, the whole foot thing, especially if her attraction towards you is low, you're going to fit right into that category of the weirdos, so just keep that in mind as you're approaching a woman. You want to make sure that she's actually interested in you and there's a strong level of attraction, or at least you can try to identify where it is based on how she's responding to you. I guess the last thing I just want to say is just be patient. Be patient. I think that there's a lot of guys that when it comes to sexual intimacy, when it comes to all these things, even kissing, they're so obnoxious and they're so in a rush and so anxious to get to touching a woman's feet, whatever else, kissing the woman, sexual intimacy. And you have to understand that if you do things the right way and a woman is receptive to you, all those things are going to come to you naturally. You're going to date the woman. You're going to have access to her. You're going to, eventually, be engaged and you're going to marry her. So you're going to have access to those things. There's no need to rush. If this is going to be your lady, there's no need to rush at all. So just keep that in mind, that be patient, It's okay to let a woman know where you are with the whole foot thing. For me, I recommend that, and I do it with every woman. I let them know up front, hey, this is what I like, this is my interest. I'm not going to dominate the conversation with talking about feet, but I will let them know that this is a strong area for me. This is something that stands out to me. This is something that if I'm going to date somebody or consider being with somebody, this is a part of that attraction, is I'm considering how do their hands look and how do their feet look. That's something important to me. So just wanted to throw that out there. God bless you guys. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or just thoughts or you want to have a dialogue, please hit me up. This is James here with Unique Perspectives, that I also want to encourage you to like and subscribe. All right, take care and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.